Tibbetts Field. On February 29, 2012, in my hometown of Augusta, Georgia, a teenage boy and his father were victims of a robbery in their own apartment. As the father was being attacked by the two men breaking and entering, the 15-year-old boy went and received his father's .22 caliber and shot 2 rounds and killed one of the men, and the other quickly fled from the scene. But now you can imagine, what would have happened to this scene if there had been no .22 caliber? Being able to own a gun is a right that is given to us thanks to the Second Amendment, which states, "A well-regulated militia, being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed." But some people in today's society, however, believe that James Madison and the other writers of the Bill of Rights did not believe that each individual person had the right to own their own gun, but that it was in the responsibility of those who worked with our armed forces to have the guns to protect our country. Being the daughter of a hunter owning multiple guns and being a hunter myself, I would like to talk to you all about gun control for multiple reasons. Staying up to date with these laws is incredibly important for our safety and the safety of others. Although crime rates have been on the decrease for the past 20 years or so, the United States is continuously among the highest of the groups concerning homicide rates each year. Today I will be talking to you all about gun control. I will specifically address the regulations that are put into place in which to buy a gun, the laws that are enforced in which to carry a gun, and the prevalence of gun ownership in the United States. There are many regulations that are held into standards by our government in which to buy a gun. According to GeorgiaCarry.org, a valid state-issued identification card must be presented to purchase a gun. This does not specifically have to be an actual driver's license, but must be legal documentation given by your state's government. After the massacre at Virginia Tech campus, one of the students killed, Ryan Clark, which attended my very high school, laws were changed. Each state was required to, quote, automate lists of people prohibited from buying firearms, including felons and the mentally ill, and put them into a federal database. So now it's not only required to show a personal identification card, but also to pass a background check. But avoiding a background check is relatively simple. All you have to do is go to your probate court and apply for a Georgia weapons license. This is not required to purchase a gun, but it must be required in order to bypass the background check. Private gun sales are also legal, and so in this instance, a background check is not required. In theory, you could be selling a gun to anyone, but knowing that you are selling a gun to a felon is also a felony. So in order to keep yourself out of any danger or getting into trouble yourself, you should either sell your gun to a trusted friend or better yet to a pawn shop so that they can actually conduct a background check. Once the gun is purchased, it is important to know the laws and regulations in which to carry a gun. According to GeorgiaCarry.org, it is not required that you have your handgun registered. In fact, it's only required in 6 out of 50 states in the United States to have your gun registered. Guns may not be carried in places of worship or in a bar or on school property, but they may be left outside only if you have the proper Georgia weapons license. Guns may, however, be carried on wildlife management areas, state, city, and county parks. Now that we are up to date on the laws and regulations, I will share with you a little bit about the prevalence of gun ownership in the United States as well as Georgia. According to the Judicial Council of Georgia's Administrative Office of the Courts, there are over 400,000 holders of Georgia weapons license, and the numbers continually rise each year. But remember, it's not required to have a Georgia weapons license in order to own a gun, so that means that there is the number of people owning a gun far exceeds those that actually have a Georgia weapons license. In 2010, approximately 53 million homes in the United States had at least one gun in their home, and over 80 million people or individuals own their own gun in the United States. So today we have learned that about the laws in which to buy, carry a gun, and a few statistics on gun ownership in the United States. It is important to remember, whether or not you believe in these laws that are put into place by our government, that it is your responsibility as a citizen to learn and abide by them for your safety and the safety of those surrounding you. Back for a moment to the heroic boy at the beginning of my story. If he had not been there to help his father, far more horrendous things could have happened to me in the 60s. So, I leave you with this one question. Do you believe that we should have the right to own our weapons?